Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every night at midnight Eastern. That's 9 Pacific for about an hour each night. We'll do 3 gun-related topics. We do different topics throughout the week. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com. We're watching the live chat from the people that are watching us live. When it's all done, we'll turn the best of into podcasts over on the iTunes. And we've got hosts. We've got Angelina jumping in from California. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Ahoy.
And then we've got Bob jumping down from Canada.
Okay. Hey, glad to be here.
I'm coming in from Tucson, and I guess we can dig in. So it is Thursday, and it's episode 519. We'll be doing CCW today, carry gun modifications. For the gun stuff segment, we'll be talking other than kydex holsters, and then for training, what age to start a kid learning to shoot. Of course, all our daily stuff as well. But before we dig in, is there anything worth talking about happened during the day or overnight? Can't really say overnight anymore. We're in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I did catch part of Yankee and Matt's, was it Shooting with Yankee? Anyway, it was a good one. They actually talked about some relevant subjects. It didn't go all stupid, at least the part I saw. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. Pretty good warm-up show, actually, when you think about it.
Did you hear why that show got pulled last night?
I don't think it did. It's live now. I think it was maybe just a issue with, what do you call it, compiling it into a video or something, like a technical thing.
Oh.
Reason.
Which show was that?
Matt's show like ended for some people midstream, and then at the end it wouldn't render. It wasn't there, so we thought it was being censored or something. But I think it was just a technical thing. Unless he said something about it, it is there now.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Our show worked fine, I think. But I think some of the lobbies have been having some weirdness, so it just might be, well, it's about the time of the year when they're going to start doing their stuff. They'll do it in the summertime slump. It's when they do other technical updates and stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's caused us problems before.
So. But yeah, every year they change things around this, after March. Dates and stuff. All right, well, let's dig in. So CCW, carry gun modifications, that's all the rage right now, right? Well, at least mods. I don't know if they're alterations, maybe is what I should say, not modifications, but a lot of mods are.
Do we mean like stippling and?
I'd call that a mod.
What about like an RMR on a carry gun?
Definitely. Because you have to modify the gun for it to work on there. Maybe something like changing sights or something. You could almost call that cosmetic, or it's hardly a modification when they're designed to be taken apart, but it does modify the gun. So I think whenever you change something to fit your ergonomics or your physical, self better, then that would be a modification.
All right. So why is it in yellow, first of all?
I don't remember why we put that in yellow.
All right. Well, all right. So where I would start with this would be, how much is too much for a carry gun? Because that's something you want to be dependable and, solid.
Exactly. So, like, weird mods don't appeal to me. The ones that are untested or somehow make it more fragile, drill a bunch of holes in it.
Well, like, I won't mention any names or anything, but there's a upgrade trigger for a pretty popular carry pistol, and it involves, like, shaving a little bit off the trigger bar when you install it. I feel like that is an ND waiting to happen. So, I mean, I don't think I would do that to a carry gun. Maybe maybe a range gun, but I feel weird shaving like that.
I hear you. Try to justify that in court. Like, oh, you're a gunsmith? Like, what
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like so aside from if you happen to use the gun, but what if it like I don't know, what if just like shit happens? What if it like goes off in your holster because like a little tenth or whatever was shaved off and now it's loose cannon, you're holding that on your body in public.
I'd only be worried about that if that was happening more often. I don't see that happening. It would be a liability for the people if they were suggesting something that was unsafe. But even if you don't misfire, if you have a competent or I don't know if it's a competent's the right word, but a bad prosecuting attorney, they might go in and start on how do you know when that breaks or something. It's not standard anymore. I don't know. It just seems like an angle that would give them. And I don't know. I guess there's a perceived benefit for people, and you could probably, with a competent defense attorney, say that it makes your gun better and you're more trained with it. But I wouldn't want to have to get into that fight when you can leave it stock and have, I don't know, not that much difference in the trigger, to me at least.
I mean, I like to like change the sights out. And I have like a +1 extender. But as far as like any hardcore modifications, I'm going to say no on that. Just because it's your carry gun. Range stuff, I guess, is different. But like you said, just leave it kind of stock. And
Enrique's saying changing out the barrel. I just don't see any, why? What's different about it? What's better about a replacement barrel?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to say about it, because this is the way you should outfit your carry gun. You want to have Punisher hand grips, like grips panels on it. For sure, you want to have, you feel lucky punk engraved right on the end of the barrel.
Right? Or that mile wait for flash.
Yeah. Or something like that. That would work too. Yeah, but you want to have all that tricked out, plus the 2-pound trigger, because you want to be able to just squeeze that shot off like a marksman. Because you're not going to be under stress. It's just it's your carry having to pull your gun thing. But yeah, you definitely want to dress it up so it looks as badass as possible, because that's going to just show that bad guy that you mean business. And so in all likelihood, he's just going to like poop his pants and lay down and cry.
On the other hand, if you're carrying around a gun, pretty much everybody through all time, guys in the military and just people that have had guns with them have modified their guns artistically just because they got them in front of them all the time and they fiddle with them, maybe to make it identifiable if they're in a pile or something, or if they got to turn them into an armor or something. So I don't think that there's definitely a history of making a gun look the way you want it to. So I wouldn't be too worried about that.
What do you consider for your carry gun modifications? Do you do anything or not really?
Yeah, I'm super stock, so I change the sights like you're saying, and that's about it on my Glocks. And then I didn't do anything to the revolver, I guess.
You see, I carry perfection, so I don't have to worry about changing shit.
What does that mean?
I carry a high power.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Down here, I thought you carried a single action.
Well, only when we went to the cowboy town. Otherwise, I carried the high power.
Well.
So, roll call sync ported barrel and night sights. Roll call is also saying a pinky extension. We mentioned having the 2-round magazine extension that most usually gives you some sort of an extended grip, right?
Yeah, that's why I like mine. I mean, mine's if I had the 9mm version, it would be a +2, but in 40, it's just a +1. But it makes the grip I really like the grip with it on there. So,
my experience, that's all about the gun. Like some of them, when you start putting additional stress and torque on a mag, it doesn't necessarily feed better. In fact, sometimes it screws it up, even though they make the extensions for them. But other guns, it doesn't matter here nor there if you're squeezing real hard on that extra grip. And then, of course, it makes it different. It makes it bigger.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a modification. I mean, it's just a choice of magazine. I guess it's technically a modification.
It's a it's a modification to your magazine, I guess.
I was just saying the lasers, and as much as it's an accessory, it's probably a modification. Like he says on some of them, it's built in or part of the frame.
Yeah, that's true. Like that LC9 and the 381 LCP. Don't those come with lasers a lot?
And the Smith bodyguards had one built into the frame. But that's a modification only if you take it off, I guess, because if it comes with it, it's just the gun. Does the Curve? I think the Curve had one built in too. Well, all right. I think we got enough data there to say we've solved that one for you. You're welcome. But if you're creating content out there, you want to take one of our subjects as a seed or a nugget and run with it, that's the point. So we encourage you to do so. And if you do, link back to us and we'll let people know to listen to that conversation elsewhere or continue that conversation elsewhere. I guess I can take us into the gun stuff.
Yeah, so gun stuff. Today it's a CCW question. Other than kydex, how necessary is extra attention on an in-waistband holster? But before we do that, usually we stop here and feature a Gun Channel's member of the day. And today, or I guess it's a show today, and it is the Early Watch. So Jimmy's not here to tell us about it because he got fired. We have to ask him why. So
he wanted too much money and he wasn't pulling his weight.
Yes, there's just, I mean, it was an easy decision, but
his gun modifications were crazy.
It is what it is now. But yeah, the Early Watch.
It is a good show. Tis. Well worth a watch. An early watch, even.
Started that a couple of years ago now, and him and Tony have been doing that pretty much daily for many hours, so longer than this show. And then Jimmy jumped into this show, so he's doing hours, or 3 hours or plus every day. And whenever we moved this show to the noon time, I think we did that in response to them doing the Early Watch. They'd already been doing it for a couple of months, right? We moved it to noon to try to suck off of their audience and get the noontime or the daytime thing happening on gun channels. And that's all thanks to Jimmy. So many kudos to him, and he's doing his thing. And we're kidding around, but you know, he's trying to make ends meet, and we appreciate all the work he does. I think he's taking a week off or something to try to get his shit together, and well, keep going. So appreciate Jimmy, good guy.
He is. I've actually met him and shook his hand and gone shooting with him. Nice guy.
I have too.
I have not.
I'll have to drag him over to California or vice versa. You should come on, because I'll go shooting in Phoenix. He's got all kinds of places to go shooting.
Oh, yeah. There's some nice ranges in Phoenix.
I do like going to Phoenix, so.
So let's get into CCW. Well, actually, it's gun stuff, but we'll do a CCW topic in here. Other than kydex, how necessary is the extra retention on an inside the waistband holster? So it's probably came in from Cycle Camp, I'm guessing, because of the way it was structured here. Bob, you ever used inside the waistband?
Nope.
Angelina?
Yes, I use that the most often.
Oh, you do? Okay, so I like inside the waistband, but it's not my only way of carrying. But my answer to that is not. There's none. I don't put any retention on inside the waistband. How about you?
I think that mine do have retention.
Hold on. Are you doing like, you're in California and you're a girl, so you're doing like yoga, that kind of thing?
I'm not doing yoga.
Skateboarding, things?
Well, okay, so I have, I guess I have two pistols that I regularly carry. One is a Shield, one is a Glock 19. Both have the ulti clip on them, so it's like a versatile belt clip, so you don't have to be wearing a belt, because I'm a girl and I don't always wear a belt. So you can just kind of clip it to your pants or clip it to your bag or whatever. But yeah, it holds on pretty tight. And then I'm pretty sure they both have retention, and I like that.
Hold on. So because they're kydex, they're molded to the gun, and that keeps it from just sliding out, or it's got like a strap or some sort of a button or something.
It's just there's retention like in the kydex. Like there's little points where it hooks over maybe like the ejection port or something.
Like pinching. Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of holds it in a little bit. I think like around the trigger guard is one of the spots.
So I think that's what they're saying, like other than kydex, like other than the shape of the kydex physically holding it in there because of its shape. But you don't have like a strap or like a, what are they, the ones that have the button that like a little lever actually.
Oh, the Serpas?
Serpas, yeah.
Aren't those like the ones where you get killed because you can't get it out?
They're definitely an issue with training because you're sticking your trigger finger in the area of your trigger to release the gun. But anyway, I don't like them. I think there's some people that like them. They're also, for us, you probably same as us, you got rocks and debris, just in the desert, and that stuff loves to get into the Serpa guts. And
I saw, I don't know, some like training institution where some dude's fucking Serpa holster was stuck. They couldn't get the gun out. They had to like break it to get the gun out.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that happen a few times with them when they were the rage for a while.
Yes, I mean, other than that, I have a hybrid holster that's a kydex leather hybrid. I like it. It has like no retention, and that scares me. So I wish that had a thing. But typically I use the kydex, like the full kydex.
But then doesn't whatever you're wearing, pants or whatever girls wear, doesn't that give retention? Like, doesn't that snugness, even if the thing isn't made out of kydex?
I have to have my belt like pretty tight again on my body to like hold that thing in. It's like pretty loose.
But then the other one you're talking about, the kydex one, it's got, you mentioned the clip. Is that one of those metal clips that kind of engages, like you kind of lock it in?
Yeah, it's like it's maybe like like a mouth, and then you like put a lever on top of it to like hold it down. I mean, when you clip that thing to something, it's like gonna rip your pants before it's coming off.
And with that one, you're saying even if you don't have like a strong foundation, like a belt or something, then because it's clipped on there and the gun's locked in there, as long as your garment is on you, it's staying there, staying in it. The gun is staying in the holster. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and it's like, and in the holster I use, I mean, I don't know if I could like mention who I use, but I mean, you could turn the gun upside down and like shake it, and it's not coming out.
Nobody's paying us, so I guess we mention who we want to.
Oh, I use Omega holsters, so omegaholsters.com. Yeah, they make all mine. I have a sweet orange one. One time I tried to order it without a sweat shield, I guess, and the owner was like, you need a sweat shield. So I got one with a sweat shield. But I feel like I don't really sweat that much.
Maybe it's for the gun sweating.
No, it's women don't sweat. They glow.
Glisten, yeah, glisten or glow or whatever. Yeah, but so yeah, I don't have like a strap over mine.
So I'm reading one of the comments out here. Pretty much, not that many carry inside the waistband. It doesn't look like anybody does use retention. I think that's probably, I'm just guessing, one of those things that somebody that hasn't carried a lot inside the waistband would be concerned about, because when they see the holsters, there's nothing holding the gun in. And if you don't carry a lot, period, or you carry with some kind of retention and you've never carried without retention, you might think that guns go flying out, but guns don't go anywhere. None of us are doing cartwheels and stuff like that.
Okay, I will say, so in that hybrid one, I had a gun fall out of my pants getting out of the car.
Well, there we go. So it's still inside the waistband, but it wasn't tight enough or whatever, and it just came out.
Yeah, like I was getting out of the car. So,
like, what is that? What the hell is that show where they Dukes of Hazzard? They jump in without opening the door?
Oh no, so not like that. I mean, like normal. And I carry probably 430, I guess. Like a back side kind of thing.
What?
Anyway, I was getting out of the car and I heard this noise and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down and my fucking pistol was like on the floor of my car.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play holster advocate and say quit carrying it behind you, and then that won't happen. That's one of the reasons you don't carry behind you, I think.
That it works in my other holsters. That's like the best. I don't know. That's like where I carry.
Right.
It's not really behind me. Maybe I don't know my time.
Well, 3 o'clock, like right on.
Belly button's 12 o'clock, right?
Okay,
Right.
so if my belly button's 12 o'clock.
3 o'clock is like right on your hip. 4:30 is like some sort of like 1990s FBI can't.
In between your
Okay, then that's
spine and-
totally me, like a Dana Scully shit.
There you go. See, you're playing X-Files.
Oh,
Okay,
that's what it is.
Files.
So you put in your situation, you put your badge like at 1 o'clock. We get it.
Yeah, and then, you know, when they're like, oh, can I see some ID? I'd be like, yeah, FBI. This is an X-File.
If I was going to carry inside the waistband, I'd carry it at 11 o'clock.
11?
Yeah.
Oh, appendix?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
no, that's not appendix. 11. No, the appendix would be 1 o'clock.
he's talking like old-fashioned cross draw, like if you're a cowboy.
And carry 11 o'clock, like cross draw.
A right-handed outside the waistband holster on your left side turns into a cross draw. That way, if you're sitting around, you got your gun right there by your junk. Works
Like
pretty
a
good.
cowboy?
Well, like a guy driving the stagecoach, driving near his carriage.
Oh, well, I'm just going to say, I did have a gun fall out of my pants. So the kydex ones, that hasn't happened.
That's a good point. You're saying that's with the hybrid. So what? Polymer on the outside and leather on the inside?
Yeah, like what's against your body is the leather.
That just doesn't have the same catch that the all kydex will have.
Mm-mm. The kydex one is like good, like nothing's coming out. And that's in the same, I guess, 90s FBI carry position as well.
I actually suffer wearing a vest. Currently cold enough to wear a hoodie over it. I'm guessing somewhere he said he has a shoulder holster. I'm not sure. But the YouTube side is talking a little bit about holsters. The gun channel side is saying you can heat up the kydex with a heat or a hair dryer. A heat gun or hair dryer, and press it into the trigger guard to make it tight, a little bit tighter. So that's an option.
Try that on Monday.
Or maybe in that thing you got for heating. That might heat it too much.
The heat press?
Yeah, just tap it in there because that's what the guys use to make the holsters.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's what they use to heat up their kydex, but
I mean, I have a heat gun.
your heat gun's probably better. Pants is saying that you're lying because he's never had a pants or a gun fall out of him.
And he's a pants.
That's a play on username.
Wait, not pants.
So Enrique saying a cool cheap holster is the Galco outside the waistband. It's not kydex. It's more like a soft plastic. It takes a long time to break in. However, it works great. I don't think I've used that one. All right. Well, I think with that we can move along. So again, if you think we missed something there, let us know. We can always address it in a future show, or take the idea and run and do a show on it, or a video, or a blog post, or whatever you're doing.
Well, I think there's I think it was Grinder or somebody put out a thing about carry vest. Grinder Sin, I think, said carry vest. So I think that'd be something to talk about. I kind of like that idea. I have a couple of leather vests that I wear that they have inside pockets that you can put a small, like a 32 in, and you don't even see them there, you know, because leather is stiff enough. It really doesn't print. So yeah, I think that's a cool idea. We should talk about that sometime, carry vests. So we put that in the schedule someday. Jimmy, oh, he's not here. Damn it.
Oh, what the heck? So,
Now,
all right, interesting. I'd have to look into it. I guess I'd think of something different. I'm thinking that like the more of the, like what Dano does, like a, what do you call those, a photographer vest or a safari vest or whatever. And then that just is a cover garment for something that's on you.
Yeah, no, I you can get vests where the pocket, the holster is sewn right in.
Mhm.
I think that's a neat idea because then you can have like.
Bob does wear a vest around.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
He has a fancy vest. Didn't you wear a fancy vest when you went into that Jeff Foxworthy thing?
Oh yeah, I had my black leather dress vest on, and yeah, a fancy shirt and faded blue jeans and boots.
Dressed to
I
impress.
wore my fedora. I did wear
Oh,
my
did you?
fedora. Yeah.
I got a picture of him in front of SHOT Show wearing his fancy vest somewhere.
Yeah.
It's on Instagram. Didn't have one breaker on, though.
Hell, I didn't even have a hint there was a bean.
I'm not awkward like Jimmy about it. So now that I know Jimmy's just completely abandoned us and we have to make do, I've incorporated into my pile of shit I do over here. So we're going to do another visual one because I like the visual ones. And it makes people watch the show, I think. So we're going to do best 2 out of 3. You guys will help us watch the things for the answers. Both sides.
What is the answer?
That's a good point. A good question. I will know in a minute here once I start to. I can tell you that these are all wares. These are all where.
I got YouTube if you can get.
All right, I'm on gun channels.
Thank
Right.
you.
There's a little bit of a lag, and we're going to have a bunch of these, so hopefully people will participate. And this is.
All right, gun channels, don't let me down.
Are they even saying anything yet? Are you
Not
gonna
yet.
wait? See, I don't have Jimmy here to tell them about their keyboards or whatever he says. Get them all ready.
Bring out your keyboards, take off your pants, crack your knuckles.
So
get a
we're
pen.
wondering where we are here, where we are in this photograph, which we're slowly zooming out of. And we're wondering,
Enrique says tablecloth on gun channels, not tablecloth.
there's definitely, it seems like a lot of tablecloths in this room.
GRPC,
Who said that?
Clay on gun channels.
All right. It is, in fact, the Gun Rights Policy Conference last year in a big, giant, empty room because nobody gives a shit about the Second Amendment. So there you go. Gun Rights Policy Conference, big-ass empty room in Dallas.
Did you just sit wherever you want?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Where'd you sit?
Right here.
Oh.
So that's number 1. So that's Clay. We're doing best out of 3. And then we'll bring
Okay.
another one.
Where is this?
We'll know in a minute. We're zooming out. And we're still zooming out. And, oh, I know where this is now.
Even G doesn't know where it is, right?
Until I figure out which picture I have open.
This is how honest this thing is, right? Like, how can anyone else get the answer when the guy who's doing the question doesn't even know the answer until he's partially through the question?
So we're somewhere where there's grass and an awesome van. So it's somewhere that the van could get to. Look at that van.
Chevy? So that must be pretty much on a paved road because they break if they go off-road.
See if it's on a paved. Oh, it is on a paved road.
All right, there's a guess, Hosh's front yard.
Osh's front yard. Nope, there's not this much grass in California. And these kind of nuisance weeds like that would be illegal in California. Non-native nuisance flowers.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely at a place with a van. There was a red truck
Gin
near
range.
cones.
Gin range. No, it's not a gin range or a gun range.
Military museum. Nope.
Ooh, what? What'd they say?
Clay says military museum.
No, that's a vague kind of answer, but nowhere near as specific as we need.
There's a van. The van museum.
We're seeing more stuff.
Not in Fancy's van? No, he's got a
Air Force Museum.
Who said that?
Enrique. Air Force Museum.
Yep, Ray Pedersen, Dayton Air Museum. So that's Enrique and Clay now. We got, I think this will work if we do a third one, right? And then
Yeah, whoever, well, between
you know what it
those
is?
two,
Here's
yeah.
how we'll do it. Those 2 will win, and then whoever wins this one, and then those 3 go head to head. That's why I have.
There you go.
So now we're at the.
The third.
Come on, everybody knows this one already. Why isn't my thing typing?
Stonehenge.
So you can obviously see there's a bunch of uniform-looking stonework.
Castle.
The castle. Castle? No. Are they even guessing?
Nothing yet on gun channels.
Kind of
What's
tire?
that? Tire?
Next to a bunch of bricks? What? How would be a tire next to a bunch of bricks? Some kind of museum sign? What? Oh, I go on tire.
Not a county jail.
Nope.
Not Fort Knox.
It kind of probably looks like Fort Knox.
YouTube kind of quit watching. Oh no, somebody Bannerman. Bannerman. No,
No.
not Bannerman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're kind of giving it to him, but
Now they have a
Fort Hood.
Fort Hood. I've been to Fort Hood? No. Nothing? Even with the answer right here.
Yeah.
This museum dedicated to World War II
Camp
artillery,
Gary. What?
says Enrique.
Thunderbird.
Oklahoma City. Right after the gun rights policy conference.
Yeah, they're not even guessing on YouTube anymore. I don't think they're just like, yeah, they're just talking.
Nothing new on.
I think 3 is too many. I think
it's too many.
All right, so
It'll just be those two then. So we'll bring up another wild card here.
Clay and Enrique.
Enrique and Clay. This will be a tough one because I don't know where this is yet. I don't remember which one this one is. I still don't know where this is. Oh, now I know where it is.
okay.
All right.
Enrique or Clay, they're both on gun channels, I assume.
Boom. Yeah. There's the van. Boom. You can tell by this archway.
Pictures of that ugly old van.
You can tell by this guy who came out and harassed us. Us? There was more than one person there? What? Oh, come on. Come on.
Nothing yet.
Well, Midnight Range got it over.
Places Dragon Man's.
Dragon Man's? Come on. Come on.
What?
What? Come on. They don't even have it yet.
Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Clay says ATF.
No, they're not watching.
Enrique said NRA building.
All right. Finally, Enrique gets it. Applause and laughter and women throw their hats in the air or something. So
that was bad.
that was
Bob, hip your fedora.
This is probably a good time to mention we're done with the tactical quiz for a while. We're going to quit doing this. So,
well, if Jimmy's not going to run it, yeah, it's just like, yeah, just.
Enrique is out there, hopefully, and he can check out. There's a couple of these missing, so I'll let you know if it's not there. And while we're doing that, we can dig into some history because there's actually quite a bit of history today. Is there something on the real history? I'll have to go double check. But there's quite a bit of stuff in this thing. And if Enrique says what he wants in there, let me know, and I'll just quit reading this stuff.
All right.
But it's March 2nd, 1776, Americans begin shelling British troops in Boston. That's cool. 1781, Maryland ratifies the Articles of Confederation, the last state to do so. I think
the Salem witch thing started today.
Oh, really? I don't know if that one's in here. Wait, that one is at 18 something?
16 maybe?
Oh, no, that one's not in here then.
Or 18? No, 7? I don't know.
It's 1836. Texas declares independence from Mexico.
Come here.
So 1836. Come on. 1836, Texas declares independence from Mexico.
It's pretty good.
1867, the first Reconstruction Act is passed by Congress.
He wants a hash tactical patch.
The white one here? Right on. So thanks for playing. And yeah, we're going to probably be taking a hiatus from the tactical quiz for a bit. So if everybody enjoyed that part of the show, hopefully everybody doesn't quit watching because of it. But they might have already quit watching. We only got 20 people watching today. MacArthur raises the U.S. flag on Corregidor. Philippines.
So pretty good history day.
Oh, there's more. A whole bunch of stuff in Vietnam. 1973. Oh no, that's a bad one. And then I think another important one is today, 1793. I might even put this one on Instagram. Sam Houston, president of Texas, Texas senator, Texas governor, born today in 1793.
Oh. Well.
And then I'm looking over at our guncalendars.com website to see if there's any gun-related ones. I think we already talked about the Luger was the first, so yesterday. So I guess that's it. And I'm still
Good day for history then.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting day. Not a lot of gun stuff.
All right, well, let's go to the gun shop of the day.
Yes, good. I've got to just go let my dog out.
Okay. So we've done this one before. So I think what I was planning on doing today was just looking at the website and looking at some of the pictures. Am I screen sharing?
Yeah, you are.
I'm just not locked on there. So we've done the video before, and this is the shop in Arkansas where I met up with Ghost. And we met the guy who owns the missile silo, the Titan II missile silo that blew up back in the day, and got all kinds of interesting history about the missile silos and what it's like for a property owner when the government decides to put a Titan II intercontinental ballistic 40 kiloton nuclear missile silo in your property. And
so they just put this missile silo in and then told him like deal with it and then left it?
Better than that. They blew it up and then later left and didn't tell him that they sold the property. So they took it from him, made a nuclear missile silo. It blew up because of an accident. And then later they just sold it. And he was like, what?
And they didn't say anything about it to him?
Nope. So it was interesting, more than interesting than I've talked to many people that own silos, and they own silos now. I had never talked to somebody who owned a silo during the time. It was ultimately interesting. And he owns a gun shop, and it's called Herbert Springs. I don't know. It's either called Herbert Gun and Pawn, or inside the shop, they call it Gun and Tackle. So I don't know if the things changed names over the years, or maybe just new signage or what, but anyhow, neat shop. And we did the video before, and the video is linked in on the page here if you haven't seen it. But you can see from the outside of it here, it's not a huge building, but a standalone, and it doesn't look like it's been there forever. It just looks like a metal building, right?
Is that them?
Yeah, that whole building is them, and then that little shed is probably something. I'm guessing maybe taxidermy or fish cleaning or something. This is like a town, I think, from what Ghost told me, is like a resort recreation town. So people come up from Little Rock or whatever during the seasons, and I'm guessing that little building is probably extra for when they need it. Lots of guns though. Interesting shop with all the mounts and antlers and stuff, and just tons of stuff. The video gives a better idea of how much stuff is in the shop, but the aisles in the middle are big and stocked, and just a nice place. Good, friendly people. I was a little bit, not a normal shop visit because Ghost told them I was coming, who I was and stuff. So, they were making it nice for us. But I suspect they're like that for everybody. It doesn't seem like they
rolled the red carpet out.
Yeah, exactly. So, or they're just super nice. But I haven't seen a bad review. Sometimes I'll post things about the shops and it kind of backfires. People will say, oh, they have the worst prices or they're rude or something. And I don't know half the time. I'm either being introduced to a shop for the first time or I discover it. So, you can't really know. And my goal is to promote the shops, not to handpick the ones that are cool necessarily. If I can, I would. But anyhow, so sometimes it's kind of a roll of the dice. And sometimes people will say, hey, that shop isn't so great. But I haven't heard anything bad about this shop. Sounds like everybody's stoked. And I thought this was neat. They just had a bunch of barrels, and you just don't see that very often.
Is that just stocks out there?
Yeah, a bunch of stocks. I've seen stocks before because people will get a better stock and leave it, or some kind of upgrade or repair. So I've seen stock barrels like that before, but not barrels of barrels. I mean, I guess I've seen them at gun shows, but you don't see them at gun shops very often.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. That means that they've got a fairly active gun shop.
True. Yeah, and people around there are into guns, huh? That means they're fiddling with them and playing with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Upgrading their carry pistols.
Uh-oh, they're modifying them. They're carry rifles because this is Arkansas. All right, well, and then I think I'll take a look at this picture finally because I think it had some SKSs in it. So they had a couple of interesting guns.
That's so heartbreaking.
To see it.
Yeah, you can't find this SKS here.
So that's our shop of the day. Every day we try to come up with a gun shop to feature. It's one of the reasons we do the show on a daily basis. If you've got shops that you'd like to feature, focus on, let us know. And I guess we'll have to have somebody else. We'll have to lay it on Angelina to read the emails now. Because me and Bob are too lazy to do that. But we'll eventually start reading emails again and include those when we do when we schedule out the shows. Because it is really the goal is to remind people that we all have cameras in our pocket. All these shops can't pay for the kind of coverage we can give them. And if you're just greedy about it, maybe you'll get something in return, other than just promoting shops in the Second Amendment in a grassroots way. What are we gonna do next?
What about the training? What age to start a kid learning to shoot?
6.
With like a rifle or like a BB gun?
22. I don't know. I'm not allowed to answer probably because I don't have a kid.
Well, I don't have a kid either. And I mean, I don't know. So I think some kids could kind of handle it.
I feel like it should be one of those things where if you're like, because this is what happened to me, I suppose. They'd be like, you better behave or you're not going shooting. So I was always good. And whenever they started me off, it worked because then I was pretty much good.
Yes. When I go shooting, like with my nephews, you know, if there's any acting up on the way there, you're not shooting, you're sitting in the car. And then so they're perfect the entire time.
Yep.
I imagine in the heat of the California desert, making a kid sit in the car with the car off and no air conditioning, that's a pretty serious punishment.
Well, I mean, it doesn't actually happen because then it's not like go sit in this hot car. It's like, you know, you're going to sit in the bed of the truck or something. You're not going to shoot. So then they become real good.
Yeah, I started when I was 5. So I think that's a good age for kids to start shooting. 5 years old, your hand-eye coordination isn't perfect yet, but it's getting there, and the earlier you start, the better you'll get. So, yeah. 5.
Yeah, I don't think you wait till a kid's coordinated. You get coordinated by shooting, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's, you know, if that's one of the first activities you learn to do is that hand-eye coordination, leading a target and stuff like that.
Difficult for me because I had like ninja-like reflexes and coordination since I was a baby. But I understand from watching other people that it takes a while for little kids to get able to shoot.
But no, at 5 years old, I mean, I was shooting muskrats in the water and rabbits running across the field and stuff. So yeah, you learn pretty quick.
Well, I mean, I didn't shoot. I've never shot an animal, but when I was young, I used to get called Annie Oakley because I was like fucking Deadeye.
And that made you happy and you kept shooting, right?
Yeah, because I was good at it. But I'm like strangely good at it because it's not like very hard for me, and I've always been like a super good shot. So I liked it because I was like good at it and I didn't have to really try to be good.
I feel like you're taunting us and you're like trying to get some kind of shooting competition going.
Maybe we should do that in Phoenix.
Oh, I don't know if that'd really be fair.
Some kind of shoot off.
I guess. I mean, how about we all use just our carry 9mm? Oh, wait, that would leave G out, wouldn't it?
What? Lena don't carry no 9. You're the only one carrying a 9. Jimmy don't carry no 9.
Maybe. I sometimes carry a Glock 19, but I don't like to.
Oh, you carry your Smith instead?
Yeah, I like to carry the 40.
We can shoot.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll shoot the smaller bullet, which will make the smaller hole, but that's okay because they'll all still be, you know.
We can shoot for paycheck.
In the middle of the target than any of those big, fat, wobbly 45s.
I shoot a 40.
I don't know.
God, even worse.
So Clover has kids, knows them and whatever, and says, where are we at? He's like a kid smith. He's a kid whisperer.
That's it.
3 to 5 with toys, 5 to 8 for air guns, and then 8+ on firearms. And that's, at least he gives us a range there. Because I don't know. I just picked a number out of thin air. I don't even remember when I started shooting.
I do.
Depends on when the kid calms down, right? And that's probably the kind of ranges he's talking about. And then what is it, attention span? Because Haas is saying we can take his kid shooting. I don't know if that's like a dare or if
I mean, I shoot with kids all the time. Like, you know, it's like an activity. And
you got the same advantage as you, I bet. They're like, you better be good or else the Uncle Pete's not taking you shooting no more. So they're like angels.
Yeah, and then like do you ever do that game where it's lay on the floor and whoever can be silent and still the longest wins? And eventually they fall asleep?
No, Bob does that a lot.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna play that game. We're like, what game? No,
put like a $5 bill on it. I mean, they're older now. When they were younger, I could do like the winner gets an Oreo. Now it's got to be some cash.
Yep, grown little capitalists.
Well, God save the Queen.
Well, I guess, what do we got? Anything on the YouTube side as far as dates or ages over here?
I don't think so. Not really.
All right, well, let's do let's turn it over to Bob and do the gun of the day.
Oh, the 8-shot 357.
The day.
Okay. 8-shot 357 Magnum. That is
We're singing gun of the day. This is like segment.
I think it made it fun.
It's a big clunky revolver. I actually prefer 5-shot revolvers and just carry 2 of them. You know, then you got 2 extra rounds, and
that's crazy. Except for being a Ruger with that crazy button on it. This is a cool gun. It's got a smooth cylinder. It's an 8-shot 357. Are you kidding? Come on. 8 shots of 357 at one gun.
Does he need me to guide him to you?
And it's stainless.
I don't really like the grip, but I think it's kind of a cool gun.
I'll agree. It's a Ruger, so its grip is a little weird looking. You could probably get some kind of rubber thing for it.
Like an orange. That's what I would have.
I don't know if they make them for 357s. I know they make them for the big ones when they're like bear guns or whatever. They might make it for this if this is like a water gun. It's more like an anchor than a water gun.
I mean, I think it's cool.
The adjustable sights I don't like. I wish they'd put like just some kind of blade on the front and some kind of standard notch in the back. Because this, I would think, would this be a concealed carry type of thing?
I mean, some people probably would.
Yeah, if we're wearing a suit jacket, easily, you know.
Because it's too little for the range. I mean, it'd be great for the range. It'd be a fun gun if it had a 6-inch barrel or something on it.
I don't know. I don't mind the short barrels. You can still shoot with a short barrel. You just have to be a little more.
I'd rather have a longer barrel if I was just taking it out shooting on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I was going to use it for a range gun, sure, a 6-inch barrel would be nice. But yeah, I could live with that and take it to the range and shoot with it.
Oh yeah, and you could shoot 38s out of it all day. Imagine shooting 38s out of this. It'd be like shooting a 22. Heavy 20.
Or 9mm.
9mm.
Why are you obsessed with 9mm?
Plus, how are you gonna get an 8 moon clip 9mm thing? I don't know. Maybe somebody's gonna. But anyway, smooth cylinder, nice looking gun.
All right, well, that was a gun of the day.
No, we don't even make anymore either.
That's too funny.
All right, well, now moving on to the freaking gun movie of the day.
Oh, really? And you haven't seen this, I'll bet.
No, I haven't.
I don't know if I've seen this one. So every day we try to come up with a gun-related
6 days.
Something you might not have seen in a while. Yeah, 6 days.
You got to show me something on IBW or something. Tell me something about it. It does not sound familiar.
Show me the IBW.
Hold on, I don't have that, but I have pictures on the Google.
Oh, now I know which one. Yes, I know the SAS storming the and helpful. Thank you, Jorg.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. This is the one from the 70s?
This is from the 70s. Look at that.
No, because it didn't happen in the 70s.
Oh, okay. What are you talking? Well, when you said the SAS, I thought you meant the one.
This is the SAS, right? The Iranian embassy was taken over by terrorists. The SAS had to go in and take them out.
All right.
So it was like it took them 6 days, but they blew the windows and shit and went in. It was really a really high tech, amazing bit of superhero stuff, right?
All right. So this is English embassy in Iran, or the Iranian embassy in England.
So England's involved and Iran's involved.
Bob's muted now, so what he's doing. So I guess we go look at the thing on the actual IMDb.
All right, well, who's in it? Let's start there.
Okay, it's the Iranian embassy in London. It's taken over by terrorists. I don't remember which group.
Okay.
But the SAS is then tasked with forcing entry and, killing the bad guys, saving the good guys.
So you're the only one that's where I have to depend on Bob because you haven't seen it either?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Then we'll have to let the audience let us know.
No, it was a good movie. It was good. It was very technical, very much about how the SAS operates. Showed, a lot of what their capabilities were at the time, which I'm sure they're much better now. And they probably didn't show us all of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It shows just how good these guys can be. And yeah, it's a good movie, and it's pretty dramatic. It's fairly well acted. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Dang. And I wonder if it's on, what year was it? I already closed it. Use modern.
I think this happened in the 90s.
But I mean, is the movie already like on Netflix or Amazon? I don't think I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
I thought it was like the SAS, that one movie from The Final Option from '82, but this is a different SAS.
Yeah.
Station. All right, I'm down. I like it. Yes, I guess I'll watch it.
All right, well, so where are we at now? What's on tomorrow?
I think that's about where we're at, and right about on time, too. So what is on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. Is it? Or is this a rude? Nope, it is. All right, so Friday, we got Right of the People with Budget Guns and Gear at 7 p.m. Gelsma Outdoors has a show going on at 9 p.m. Firearm Friday, 10 p.m. with Clover. And Edge of the Week at 11 p.m. with Edge. And as always, the early watch in the morning. Is that happening?
I believe so, but we'll see.
So maybe the early watch?
Probably.
And then, as always, wrap up your night with us on Daily Gun Show at midnight Eastern.
Very well done. Very, very well done.
Oh, you know what didn't happen?
What?
Who was the tactical hotshot of the day?
Oh, who was the tactical hotshot?
Enrique.
Enrique. And
Bob, lunch with him, I think. Can you still make it?
I know, which is why I'm like all screwed up now because I'm going to say his name wrong. Well, you know who we're talking about. Enrique. Man, I am really sorry. I'm not doing that on purpose. It just, once something gets in my head, it's really hard. But that makes you the tactical shot of the day. I gave that a little extra just because I screwed up his name.
Well, there you have it. Hot shot of the day.
I don't know if that was a bonus or punishment.
I'm not sure either, but at least he knows that it hurt me. And yeah, and I'm really sorry I can't pronounce your name right now.
Well, I think that means that next time you see Bob, you're allowed to make him go pick a switch off the tree and beat him with it.
Yeah, next time you meet me, I'm buying the lunch, okay?
There you go. Order something expensive. All right, well, Bob, take it on home with the quote.
Oh, shall I? All right. Well, I think today's quote is going to be by Winston Churchill. Now, Winston Churchill. I think I did Roosevelt yesterday.
All right, Churchill.
Hey, they're both great men in their own right. But before that, I just want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe. If you can, support us on Patreon, because that's where we'll actually get some money one day. Anyway, on with the quote. Solitary trees, if they grow at all. Very true thing. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll see you all tomorrow.
What was the quote? If trees exist at all?
Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong. Think about it, right? A tree growing up by itself is quite likely to be stomped down or flattened, but if it does manage to grow, it's got no other trees shading it, so it manages to grow big and strong. It's a wonderful quote.
Great quote.
Yeah.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.
Ain't fooling around, 'cause I done had my fun. Ain't gonna see no damage done. Give me back my bullets.